It's 8 p.m. You sit down on the couch with a book you meant to read, but somehow 15 minutes later, the book is resting on the coffee table and you're endlessly scrolling through your phone, feeling a familiar wave of guilt. It feels like a kind of gravity. The path of least resistance pulls you into a passive routine, leaving you trapped on autopilot while your good intentions fade away. This chart shows how our daily behavior actually breaks down, based on research from psychologist Wendy Wood. 43% of the actions we take every day aren't conscious choices at all. They are automatic responses to the environment around us. Most habit advice tells you to fight this reality by relying on willpower. But motivation is a highly volatile resource. It spikes after a good night's sleep and collapses when you're stressed, tired, or in a bad mood. While your motivation constantly fluctuates, your physical environment stays exactly the same. By intentionally rearranging that environment, a concept known as choice architecture, you can stop fighting your surroundings and make the right behavior the easiest option. When you repeatedly fail to build a good habit or break a bad one, you do not lack discipline. You simply have a daily system that is perfectly designed to produce the wrong behavior. To redesign that system, we first need to look at how the brain automates behavior. Imagine walking into the office break room, smelling fresh coffee, and immediately grabbing a sugary pastry without a second thought. This diagram outlines the neurological habit loop. Every habit has three parts: a cue, a routine, and a reward. To alter the behavior, use the golden rule. Keep the original cue and reward, but swap out the routine. The trick is diagnosing the actual reward. When you grab that break room pastry, you might not be craving sugar. You might just need a brief mental break from a difficult task, or a quick burst of physical stimulation. Once you figure out what craving is truly driving the behavior, you can insert a new, healthier routine, like taking a quick walk or chatting with a coworker, that delivers the same payoff and smoothly hijacks the autopilot mechanism. We can take this internal neurological loop and map it onto our physical spaces through a process called a friction audit. The method is straightforward. Pick a habit you want to build and count every single physical step required to get from where you currently are to actually doing the behavior. Take a morning run. Walking to the closet, then to the garage for shoes, build 6 distinct steps of friction. Leave your clothes and shoes by the bedroom door, and those 6 steps collapse to 2. You wake up and you're ready. You can reverse engineer this process to break bad habits. If you want to stop scrolling your phone in bed, simply plug your device's charger in the hallway. You've added a step of physical friction that gives your conscious brain time to step in and stop the routine. Every step of friction you remove from a good habit or add to a bad one strips away the need for self-discipline. You make the desired choice the path of least resistance. You can apply this same engineering to your schedule using implementation intentions. Instead of relying on a vague plan, you anchor a fragile new habit to a rock-solid routine you already do every day, using simple if-then logic. For example, after I pour my morning cup of coffee, I will immediately write down my single most important work priority for the day. For necessary tasks that are deeply unappealing, you can take this a step further using Premack's principle, more commonly known as temptation bundling. The mechanics are highly effective. You exclusively link an instantly gratifying want behavior, like watching a favorite Netflix show, with a should behavior, like running on a treadmill or paying overdue bills. By tying them together, the dreaded chore stops being an obstacle. It transforms into the exclusive gateway for experiencing your favorite pleasure. Building lasting change requires letting go of our obsession with end goals. Goals set a direction, but committing entirely to your daily processes is what actually moves you forward. It comes down to the math of marginal gains. Improving your process by just 1% on a Tuesday is barely noticeable. You won't see a sudden physical transformation or a massive spike in your bank account. This chart shows what happens when that daily process compounds over a single year. The trajectory stays flat for a long time before it sweeps upward into an aggressive exponential curve, leaving you 37 times better than where you started. When you engineer your choice architecture and remove the friction from your environment, doing the right thing stops feeling like a daily punishment. It becomes an automatic reflex. Look at the room you are sitting in right now.
Find one piece of friction you can remove from a good habit or add to a bad one today. Because ultimately, you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems.